Every year, the NFL Draft marks a key moment as teams across the league handpick the most promising college football talents to join their ranks professionally. With tremendous pressure and notable financial investments on the line, franchises aim to scoop the next big superstar who will drive them to success. However, only some drafted players fulfill these high expectations. In fact, some candidates fail to meet the hype and are considered draft busts. Let's take a closer look at the top 10 draft busts in NFL history. Jamarcus Russell. The Oakland Raiders, often referred to as the Silver and Black, made a highly anticipated selection of quarterback Jamarcus Russell during the 2007 NFL Draft. Standing tall at 6 feet 6 inches and weighing 260 pounds, Russell was chosen with the first overall pick, with the expectation that he would become the franchise quarterback and lead the team to success in the coming years. Despite warnings from former Raiders great Matt Millen about Russell's suitability for the role, managing partner Al Davis decided to draft him. Millen's concerns arose after an underwhelming interview with Russell, during which he advised Davis against selecting him. Russell's tenure with the Raiders got off to a rocky start when he held out for a larger rookie contract. However, he eventually reported to training camp with the most lucrative rookie contract in NFL history. Despite high expectations, Russell's performance in the field failed to meet the team's hopes. Over 3 seasons, he struggled with interceptions and losses, ultimately leading to his release from the team. Following his departure from the NFL, Russell made several attempts at comebacks but was ultimately unsuccessful. He eventually transitioned into coaching, serving as a quarterback's coach at Williamson High School in Mobile, Alabama. Reflecting on his football journey in 2022, Russell acknowledged the challenges he faced after leaving the NFL and expressed gratitude for finding fulfillment in coaching youth football. Despite his unfulfilled potential as the first overall pick, Russell remains focused on personal growth and living life to the fullest. Akili Smith. The Cincinnati Bengals had a tumultuous period of quarterback drafting before the Marvin Lewis era, marked by notable disappointments. In the 1999 NFL Draft, the Bengals made a fateful decision by selecting Oregon quarterback Akili Smith as his 3rd overall pick. This choice would later be regarded as one of the franchise's biggest draft busts. Despite Smith's limited college experience, the Bengals opted for him over other potential prospects. The situation worsened when the New Orleans Saints offered Cincinnati a lucrative trade package, including 9 draft picks to acquire the pick and select running back Ricky Williams. However, the Bengals declined the offer, choosing Smith instead. Smith's career in Cincinnati quickly spiraled downward. He missed much of his rookie training camp due to a contract dispute, setting a troubled tone for his tenure. Throughout his 4-year stint with the Bengals, Smith struggled to find success in the field. He started only 17 games, managing a dismal 3-14 record as a starter. His passing statistics were underwhelming, with a completion rate of just 46.6%, 5 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, resulting in a career quarterback rating of 52.8. By his second season, Smith had been benched, starting in only 2 games over the subsequent 2 seasons before exiting the league in 2003. While Smith's failure to fulfill expectations is undeniable, the Bengals' history of quarterback draft busts runs deep. His disappointing tenure highlights a recurring theme of poor selections at the quarterback position for Cincinnati. Smith's NFL career was short-lived, but he now works as a private quarterback coach. Ryan Leaf. In hindsight, it's easy to see why the Colts drafted Peyton Manning in 1998, but at the time, it was a decision fraught with uncertainty. Leading up to the draft, there was considerable debate among teams and analysts about which quarterback, Manning or Ryan Leaf, would be the better choice to lead a franchise. On April 12, 1998, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram published a comparison of the 2 quarterbacks, featuring insights from various coaches and executives. Rich Thompson, the Seahawks' assistant player personnel director, exemplified the prevailing uncertainty, citing the unpredictable nature of quarterback selections and drawing comparisons to past disappointments like Rick Mirer. The consensus was that both Manning and Leaf had potential, but the outcome remained uncertain. Ultimately, Manning edged out Leaf in the comparison, earning higher scores for leadership, mental toughness, and football intelligence. At the same time, Leaf received recognition for his mobility. The Chargers, holding the 3rd overall pick, were unable to secure a trade with the Colts for the top spot, so they traded with the Cardinals to move up to the 2nd pick. In exchange for the 2nd pick, the Chargers sent a substantial package of picks and players to the Cardinals. However, the players acquired by the Cardinals didn't pan out as expected. While some, like David Boston, achieved success, others struggled with injuries or failed to meet expectations, highlighting the unpredictable nature of NFL drafts and player development. Recently, Ryan Leaf has been busy with multiple works. He serves as the CEO and president of Ram Consulting Incorporated. Additionally, he acts as a program ambassador for Transcend Recovery Community. Leaf also shares his insights as an analyst on various networks and participates in podcasts such as The Straight Line by PointsBet and BUSTS, The Ryan Leaf Story. Lawrence Phillips. The Los Angeles Rams have had their fair share of disappointing draft picks over the years. According to Doug Farrar of Touchdown Wire, the biggest draft bust for the Rams is running back Lawrence Phillips. Phillips was chosen as the 6th overall pick in the 1996 NFL Draft after an impressive collegiate career in Nebraska, where he amassed over 3,000 rushing yards and 33 touchdowns. Despite his undeniable talent in the field, Phillips had a troubled past filled with off-field issues. The Rams took a chance on him despite knowing about his history, but it ultimately backfired. After just 2 mediocre seasons with the Rams, Phillips was released due to continued off-field problems. He struggled to find stability in the NFL, bouncing around between teams and even playing in other leagues like NFL Europe, AFL, and CFL. Phillips's legal troubles continued to plague him, leading to multiple arrests and, ultimately, imprisonment. In 2016, he tragically took his own life while serving a prison sentence. Charles Rogers. The NFL has a history of taking chances on highly talented wide receivers, hoping they'll become game changers for the teams. When the Detroit Lions selected Charles Rogers with the 2nd overall pick in the 2003 NFL Draft, they believed they were securing a future star. Rogers' college career at Michigan State was nothing short of spectacular. In just 2 seasons, he amassed impressive statistics, catching 135 passes for 2,821 yards and 27 touchdowns. His outstanding performance earned him multiple accolades, including being named a 2-time All-Big Ten selection and winning the prestigious Biletnikoff Award in 2002 as the nation's top wide receiver. However, Rogers' transition to the NFL didn't go as planned. He faced numerous setbacks, including injuries that hindered his progress. Suffering from a broken clavicle in both the 2003 and 2004 seasons stalled his development in the field. Additionally, in 2005, he was suspended for violating the NFL substance abuse policy, further derailing his career trajectory. Ultimately, these challenges led to his release from the Lions in 2006. Despite his immense potential, Rogers' NFL career was short-lived, spanning only 3 seasons. During this time, he struggled to make a significant impact, recording just 36 catches for 440 yards and 4 touchdowns. His troubles extended off the field as well, as he faced legal issues, including a court ruling requiring him to repay the Lions $8.5 million, a debt he never fulfilled after filing for bankruptcy. Rogers passed away on November 11, 2019, in Fort Myers, Florida, at the age of 38 due to liver failure. Prior to his death, he had been diagnosed with cancer and required a liver transplant. Despite being given opportunities in the NFL, Rogers' career was spoiled by a series of unfortunate events, ultimately leading to his classification as a draft bust. Vernon Gholston. In the 2008 NFL Draft, Vernon Gholston was selected as the 6th overall pick by the New York Jets. His college career at Ohio State showcased his exceptional talent, as he set records with 14.5 sacks in a single season and 22.5 sacks in just 2 full seasons. Despite his collegiate success, Gholston struggled to make an impact in the NFL. Throughout his 3 seasons with the Jets, Gholston failed to record a single sack, a stark contrast to his dominant performance in college. Despite playing in 45 games, he started in only 5 of them, severely limiting his opportunities to showcase his abilities. Part of the issue stemmed from a position change orchestrated by Bob Sutton, shifting Gholston from a 4-3 end to a 3-4 linebacker, a transition that proved unsuccessful. Reports surfaced indicating that scouts had cautioned the Jets' management against selecting Gholston as a top 10 pick, citing concerns about his suitability for such a high draft position. However, the team proceeded with the selection, influenced by Gholston's impressive combined performance and his collegiate achievements. Gholston himself voiced frustration at the lack of opportunities under coaches Eric Mangini and Rex Ryan. Still, his lack of production on the field raised doubts about his readiness for the NFL. Ultimately, Gholston's NFL career was marred by his inability to translate his college success into professional performance. Despite his immense potential, he remains the only top 10 edge rusher in NFL history to retire without recording a single sack in his career. After a disappointing NFL career, Gholston pursued a career in finance and now works as a wealth manager. Trey Lance. Trey Lance, selected 3rd overall by the San Francisco 49ers in the 2021 NFL Draft, finds himself ranked 6th on the list of recent draft disappointments. Despite his potential, Lance has yet to establish himself in the league. In his 2 seasons with the 49ers, he has started 4 games during which he struggled to find consistency, completing less than 55% of his passes and tallying 5 touchdowns against 3 interceptions. While Lance's early career trajectory may not mirror that of an instant success story, there remains optimism that he could follow a path similar to Jim Plunkett. Plunkett, the 1st overall pick in the 1970 draft, faced challenges and setbacks early in his career but ultimately found success later on, winning 2 Super Bowls as the starting quarterback for the Raiders after a decade of perseverance in the league. Justin Blackmon. Justin Blackmon, chosen by the Jacksonville Jaguars as the 5th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, possessed all the talents necessary to excel as a top-tier receiver in the NFL. His playing style mirrored that of another Oklahoma State standout, Des Bryant, suggesting immense potential. However, Blackmon's career trajectory was overshadowed by off-field issues that ultimately led to his downfall. Initially, Blackmon showed promise, leading all rookies with 865 receiving yards in his debut season. Yet, his career quickly unraveled after that. Persistent troubles, including multiple failed drug tests, resulted in his indefinite suspension from the league after just a handful of games beyond his rookie year. Despite his brief stint in the NFL, Blackmon's on-field performance was remarkable, leaving fans to wonder what could have been had he been able to overcome his challenges. Interestingly, Blackmon was not the sole disappointment among the top picks of the 2012 draft class. Trent Richardson, selected 3rd overall, also failed to live up to expectations after an impressive rookie campaign. However, Richardson's situation differed as he managed to secure a first-round pick for Cleveland through a trade, thus excluding him from the list of draft busts. Johnny Manziel. Quarterback Johnny Manziel entered the 2014 NFL Draft as one of the most talked-about college football players. Despite his undeniable talent, which earned him the Heisman Trophy in 2012 and made him a finalist in 2013, his attitude raised concerns about his suitability for the professional league. As teams passed on him one after another, Manziel directed a text message to the Browns, urging them to draft him and expressing his eagerness to join the team and make an impact. The Browns eventually took the risk and traded up to select Manziel with the 22nd overall pick. Initially, he became a fan favorite, carrying high expectations into his rookie season. However, controversies soon followed, starting with a preseason incident where he was fined for a gesture towards Washington players. On the field, his performance fell short of expectations, leading to a series of struggles and setbacks. Despite occasional appearances as a starter, Manziel faced challenges both on and off the field. Off-the-field issues, including a domestic violence investigation in Dallas, marred his tenure with the Browns. In March 2016, following a string of troubles, the Browns released him. Throughout his time with the Browns, Manziel played in 15 games, posting a 2-6 record as a starter. His statistics, while showing glimpses of promise, were overshadowed by his off-field behavior, ultimately branding him as one of the biggest disappointments in Browns history. Still, he now plays in the fan-controlled football league. Tim Couch. Tim Couch, drafted as a 1st overall pick by the Cleveland Browns in the 1999 NFL Draft, was praised as a franchise quarterback who would rejuvenate the team. With high hopes pinned on him, Couch was expected to lead the Browns to success. However, his NFL career was marred by injuries, inadequate protection from the offensive line, and a shortage of talent among his teammates, which stunted his growth as a player. Despite initial optimism, Couch's tenure in the league spanned only 5 seasons, during which he struggled to meet the lofty expectations set for him. After his NFL career, Couch pursued broadcasting and now works as a football analyst. Now, as we eagerly await this year's draft, who do you think will be this year's potential draft bust? Share your predictions in the comments below.